Hi everyone, it's Nicole Wilkins with FitnessRx for Women, and this is my next question and answer segment where I take your questions from Facebook and I'm going to answer them for you today. The first question I have is, how can I lean out my legs and hip area? Should I do cardio only and skip the weights until I see the desired results? What do you recommend? If you're trying to lean out your legs and hip area, I do not recommend cutting out your strength training. If you tend to hold more muscle in that area, I would do higher repetitions. I wouldn't max out and do 6 to 8 reps as heavy as you can, but I wouldn't also lift so light that you could do 50 repetitions. So you want to lift at a more moderate intensity, but definitely incorporating strength training helps with the shape of your body, and the more muscle you have, the more body fat you will be able to burn on a regular basis. Incorporating cardiovascular exercise will help you burn more calories, but if you only do cardio, you're going to be a small, squishy version of your current body. So you want to have more firmness and shape, then you must incorporate strength training as well. Hi Nicole, how often should we reassess our macros and calorie intake as we are losing fat and gaining lean mass? I think that reassessing your program is good to do every couple weeks. I think that too many of us are too quick to assume that a program isn't working if we don't see a drop in the scale or if it's increasing. There are so many factors that play a role into the number on the scale. Is it a gauge of progress? Yes, but should you be completely distraught if your scale isn't going down every single day? No. I mean, there are periods in a program where your weight might stay the same for 4 to 6 weeks or even longer, but you notice that your clothes are fitting differently, you have good energy, your strength is increasing, your circumference measurements are going down, and the reason is because muscle weighs more than fat per cubic, for the same amount. Yes, a pound is a pound, but it also takes up less space. So you can have two people that weigh 150 pounds. One person has, 30% body fat, and the other person has 15% body fat. The person with 15% body fat is going to look smaller than the person who has the higher body fat, even though they weigh the same. So muscle is more dense than body fat, so don't get too hung up on the scale. But back to the original question, assessing your macros every couple weeks is a good gauge. You shouldn't be increasing or decreasing a whole lot at one particular moment. What do you suggest for nighttime cravings? I always struggle the most after dinner. I've also read up a lot on nutrition, and there are so many rules on how much protein and fat to consume when cutting and trying to keep muscle. What is your rule? My rule is there is no rule. For cravings at night, some things you can do is, raw vegetables or steam any type of vegetables because they're low in calories, high in fiber. They'll keep you full longer. Having hot tea. I love to have decaf coffee. I stay away from the kitchen. I read a book, or I go online and answer emails. I have a piece of gum. I just try to keep myself occupied because most of the time I'm not actually hungry, I'm just bored. Another thing you can do is not set rules as far as what time to eat your last meal. It doesn't really matter what time you eat your last meal. What matters is what you eat for your last meal. So if you're having cake and candy and processed foods and stuff like that, and sweets before you go to bed, it's probably not the best choice. But if you were to have, egg whites with avocado or something like that, that's a better choice, and you're not going to wake up feeling regretful the next morning. As far as nutrition, I'm always, more toward the 1 pound per gram, or 1 gram per pound for protein. And then as far as fat goes, it's more about the calorie deficit. So some people look and feel much better with higher fats and lower carbs, and some people like lower fats and higher carbs, even though their total caloric intake is at a deficit. Either program, you're still going to lose weight. So it really just depends on what you feel best at and what you see the most changes with. And the last question I have is, I started a combination of cardio and strength training in December 2014, 30 minutes of each. So I basically did an hour session per day for 5 to 6 days a week. My diet is a very healthy one, and unfortunately my weight increased from 58 to 62, I'm guessing it's kilograms. Jeans are now extremely tight and I'm frustrated. What am I doing wrong? Well, the only thing I can think of is that you are eating more calories. A lot of times if we are working out, our appetite is increased. In an hour's long workout, if it's really intense, you could burn anywhere from 400 to 500 calories on average. That is like literally 2 cups of fries or a half a burger. It's not that much. But, so I mean, if you're eating more calories afterwards and eating healthy to me might mean something totally different to you. So the only way you're going to see, and I've mentioned this numerous times, is to track your food. Track in MyFitnessPal or a nutrition app or macro counter or something like that, the foods that you're eating and the amounts per day, so you can see I'm eating 125 grams of carbs, I'm eating 50 grams of fat, I'm eating 120 grams of protein, and my calories are X. So you have to see, you might be surprised, you might think, holy cow, I thought I was eating much better than this and I'm having over 100 grams of fat, which is 900 calories right there. Even though they were from healthier sources like olive oils and coconut oil and stuff like that. It's all about the amounts and the portions as well. So I would take a look at your diet, and I mean, that's probably the main culprit. Exercising burns calories. So hopefully that helps you guys out. Those are my questions and answers for this week. Until next week, keep asking your questions on the FitnessRx for Women Facebook page, and I'll be back here every Friday to answer them for you. Until then, keep living the fit life.